Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Monday, country Sunday, the day for Ghost Town, stay home strike, a civil protest for Ambazonians for show the war, say we want separation and outright independence for the territory of Ambazonia. My name na Capo Daniel, una own countryman, Mr. No Kunny, Ambazonian FBI. I don't come once more for give una our daily podcast, a program where they bring una the truth, liberation update, fact-based analysis for help we as we do waka for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, I think say una don't hear already the news, say I don't resign from the position they were hold for the Ambazonian Governing Council. That means including its defense wing, the Ambazonian Defense Forces. What does this actually mean? I'm going to bring that to you, and I know a lot of our people have been expecting to hear more details about that. There are details that cannot be made public, and what can be made public, I will put it out there for our people to understand. And I want to let our people know that I have not come out of the liberation war. I will never do. I will continue to fight for our people and our cause for freedom. And also I will continue to work alongside with the Ambazonian Governing Council, the ADF, and the leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. We are patriot, and we will continue to fight for our country. But before that, we want to take you to the Savannah State. As you know very well, we had announced that La République du Cameroon, their occupation forces, were carrying out a full-scale 3-point attack in Ambazonia. For the past 2 weeks, La République du Cameroon have deployed its 2 task force, one in the great state of Momo and another one in the great state of Bui. They have been carrying out operation in Bui, primarily going after the camp that holds the Lieutenant General of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the overall commander of the ADF forces in Bui, Lieutenant General Capo. They have surrounded his main barracks, the headquarters of General Capo in Guacam. We have put out the information, and we are very, very happy with the way our civilians have operated and followed our standards of operation when our communities are attacked. That is the only reason we have not registered the type of debt that we have. We must always learn and follow protocol. If we are lazy, things will meet us outside. We have seen how the population have all vacated their house around roadside areas, and everybody in Guacam have moved into the farmhouses in places where they are relatively safe and they are more sparse out, and it would be difficult for the Cameroon occupation forces to kill a lot of people, and they will be easily protected that way. So we are very happy with that. And also in Bali, where the Cameroon occupation forces have been targeting our forces in Bali. Grandpa Bali forces have been also targeted without any success from the Cameroon military, and our population have really listened to the communication we have put out there and acted accordingly. Together we work like this, we will always be able to triumph. We have not registered deaths there according to our information because of the way our population in specific areas have followed instruction. The same thing in the great state of Momo, and we want to particularly congratulate the manner to which the ADF mother base, the headquarters of the ADF, have reacted swiftly and very professionally with our population, including Gozang. They had focused mainly on 2 areas of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. In Gozang, the ADF unit in Gozang, that have also extended to other areas in that area. They have been focused on that particular unit to no success. They have also focused on the mother base of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, targeting General Efang, aka Big Number, the Supreme Commander. They have successfully get into areas of our total control, and the Cameroon government, they have managed to stay more than the period they used to stay. And yesterday they removed their forces there in 7 trucks. If you're in Bamenda, you would have noticed that they came into town with 7 trucks that came from that area, and this time they didn't remove them, but they rotate them. So we expect that it might prolong the time Cameroon task forces are able to stay in their radar place to ambush our forces. So we want our population to know that they might have adapted their style and may be able to stay a little bit longer in ambush position. This may also give our forces a new opportunity, because the longer they stay in our areas, the better we will understand their movement, their location, and be able to ambush them and even to seize weapons from their hands. So we are asking for our population to continue to provide intelligence. When you see something, you say something. And we will continue to work like a drone to gather all this information, inform our collective people, and also strategically information to our forces. The occupation forces, they attack Batibo and move right into the Savannah state, trying to outflank our forces to no avail. Unfortunately, we have lost one of our commander, the commander of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. He is the commander of a unit in the border town, and the information have not yet been declassified for our people to get the details, and I will put out the picture also to pay him tribute. He's a very fierce commander, and he had just recently finished training of the new recruits in the area in the Savannah, in the Atlantic State. He's called Commander Livinus. He's a brave fighter. Two of them fell, him and his bodyguard, in an ambush position where they were trying to attempt to stop the approach of La République du Cameroon terrorists into a very sensitive area. We pay allegiance to our hero, and we'll make sure that the baton he has left behind will continue onto the mission to free and liberate our homeland is complete. We ask our people to continue to put our soldiers in their prayer as they battle the enemy, and to be aware that the Cameroon terrorists will stay longer in this position. And it's very important so that people, they don't lose sight and start coming out of their farmhouses thinking that they have gone. They are still there. They are all still there, and we'll continue to look for ways to take them out. In other news, the forces of one of the unit of General Sky, he's a part of the Mountain Lions, one of their unit, have come out also in conversations that we have heard to denounce the killing of the beheading of one Sokadev soldier that was done by the Secretary General of this group that they have created, that they call Ground Zero Group. They have also denounced them. They had collected money from soldiers on Ground Zero, as we had predicted, and that money have disappeared, and they have now engaged in targeting some Sokadev fighters. This particular group is a group that was basically propped up by General late our hero, Braveheart General Transporter. We had worked very well with him and advised him on this issue and the danger which we are seeing. Today, the unit of General Sky is saying that their collaboration with that ACL stuff have been halted. And we welcome this, because we think that there is a lot of problematic and compromised situation with this particular group. It is not a group that is meant to mobilize our soldiers to fight. It has injected politics within self-defense, and we take it very seriously. We are very happy with the move of the Mountain Lions to target CDC. We have always prayed, I have always advocated that we must implement the Haiti solution. Haiti solution is the total economic crippling. For Ambazonian to be free, we must adopt the Haiti solution. Complete destruction of CDC is warranted and is needed. All the critical infrastructure of CDC must be brought down if Ambazonia wants to be taken seriously. And I'm very happy because the capability of the Mountain Lions is the biggest so far in the great state of Fako. And if they align with this policy, they will fast track our victory. I will release the video. They have sent me the video of the attack in CDC. I'm going to put it out there and encourage every single commander and every single youth in Fako, the great state of Fako, to take action to stop the CDC. CDC is an Ambazonian company that directly funds and also use as surety to guarantee loans that Paul Biya is using to buy armored cars and to be able to sustain his government. Crippling it will not only desensitize La République du Cameroon presence in Ambazonia, but it is going to affect their will to stay, and one of their motives to stay in our territory. Is very critical that we stop all export. We have also noticed that there have been some level of resumption in the tea plantation in Du, And I'm asking of all of our forces to make sure that any vehicle that carries product for export, cash crop for export to the Cameroon government should be destroyed. Any vehicle, any critical infrastructure that touches Cameroon export must be brought down for us to be able to attain our objective. We don't only have to make the territory ungovernable, we also have to implement a complete economic sabotage against the enemy. And whatever we do so upholding the principle of proportionality. Back to the issue of my resignation. My country people, I think say na a very important topic, because our people, they don't there for a liberation struggle and they don't become used to La République du Cameroon system where people they need to shake for power. And some people then they need a caterpillar me they move them. And for our liberation struggle, once people then get position, they just don't take a shit down, they quiet. Feel say they don't reach. But that is not what we are here for. We don't need politicians. What we need visionaries, we need leaders, we need people who can take action. And I'm a man of action. So if I'm in a position and I don't think that I don't think that I can function properly, I should resign. That is the right thing to do. And when you resign from an organization, it is not an opportunity for you to go out there and start to blackmail the organization and to put things that are only going to destroy the struggle. No, we don't have to do that. I've served all our leaders. I served Seseko. I served Sako. I even worked with Chris Anu when he was the spokesman at that time. So we must always be able to serve every organization and serve our liberation movement as a whole and be able to speak the truth and hold certain principle that I believe is very crucial to our independence. If you look at what I've done so far with the ADF and the AGOFC push for the policies and implementation of the Ambazonian community school project, which have been a very big victory for our people. I also, as a delegate to the Toronto Defense Group, I also pushed those policies that were adopted there. So I've served the organization and our liberation struggle very well. And they also have served. It's a two-way thing. You know, I remember when I joined the ADF, Eric Tato had done everything to destroy it with his collaborators to the extent that the DDC, one of my mentors, Sheikh Kavi, had even suggested that the ADF should drop the name ADF. You know, the Bamenda Brigade had changed their name into the Lions of Allah Bukam. Units in the ADF have all changed, and it was drifting away from their core principle. So I did a wonderful job to fight back for that organization, because I believe in that organization. I believe in institutional set up in our liberation struggle. We cannot be operating like lone wolves with no accountability to anybody. That is why I have always insisted that all activists should align with political leadership. And even though I resign from those positions, I will continue to work with the Ambazonian Governing Council, because I believe it is the best. It is well organized, and the leader of Dr. Chuayaba, I trust him. I believe he's an indispensable leader, and he's providing the leadership in our liberation war. Just like every Moses, you cannot walk alone. You need people to hold your hands up. And I believe I am the second in command in terms of our war of liberation by function, not by institution, in that line. And I must continue to work hand in hand with him for the interest of our country. Despite the differences are there with the organization primarily, but the trust is still there. We will continue to work for our country, and our people should know that these are normal things that is supposed to be happening with us. When we have differences, we should not pretend. We should try to fight to adjust it, and when we cannot function in cohesion, we have to depart it honorably and make sure that we put whatever we do, we put our country first. So our people should know that when somebody come out of an organization, it is not the end. It doesn't mean you have joined La République, you have to fight. The distractors will continue to try to twist things from our people. I heard they have taken one of the old audio that I released from the Cameroon government trying to bribe me. I think that was 3 years ago. The Cameroon government, members of this family of this Belinga, had approached me, and they also approached Lucas Asu, and we know they had approached many Ambazonians who have abandoned the struggle and bribed them. They offered me 500 million at that time. I rejected it. I only did not reject it, but I recorded the calls We were doing it with supervision, with disclosure within the organization. I recorded those calls and I've played them out, released them to our people, because some people did not believe that Cameroon was bribing activists. So I released those audio by myself. I will only release them because it is something that helps the liberation movement. So if people go back to distract our people and bring those old audios to play it, these are not people who are trying to help Ambazonia. They are trying to help Cameroon, because they will give misinformation and distortion to project these things as compromise for our struggle. And with the crucial role that I have played to sustain the resistance, sustain the popular mobilization and discipline within our soldiers, and keeping the mission focused, discrediting me will be attacking the liberation itself, just like anybody who is playing a crucial role in our struggle. So I want our people to know that. I will continue to work with the Egg of Sea, with Dr. Cho Ayaba, just like I have been doing before. I've had conversation with all of our generals. Everybody have called to inquire. Our people have called, and I'm very, very flattered by the love I have received from our people and the respect and acknowledgement for what I do for our country. I will continue to do that, irrespective of what position I have. The purpose which I resigned is not because I wanted to create a new platform. I think after 5 years, it is not possible for anybody to create a new movement, but I'm going to transform my platform into an advocacy platform to continue to use it to advocate for Ambazonian freedom. And I will be using the network that I've developed over the years to help Ambazonia and to help even to supplement the job that the other leading movement are doing. We must continue to fight for our country anyhow, anyway. If you cannot run, creep. If you cannot creep, you crawl. Moving ahead, backward never, no return, no reverse, no surrender. Plenty people they ask and say they want to know the reason why I resign, because I replaced such a prominent role for our liberation movement. I want to talk say not be everything we will put down for public. It is not possible to put everything in public. But the fact say we don't come out and don't tell the Ambazonia people and say we get a differences, we get an internal issue will make them impossible for me to continue. Now why do I resign? And Dr. Chuayaba also he don't make out a statement. I think say that disclosure be enough. The most important thing for our people to know is say we are all doing what we believe is good for our country, and we'll continue to put our country first and our flag first. That is the most important information to be put out there. And you will not hear anything apart from that. I think that every organization have different sectors of power that should know things that will guarantee to the public that things are not just done solo, but somebody knows what is happening. So we'll continue to focus forward, backward never. I will continue to do my podcast. As people have asked, are you going to stop podcast? No, I'm going to continue to do the podcast, because the podcast serves the liberation. There is a difference between the movements and the liberation war. You know, that's why we don't call Ayabacho Ambazonian president. No, we call him the leader of our liberation war, because the liberation war is not an organization. It's what we do. So he's giving the leadership in that fair. So the organizations that we have, the ADF, the Governing Council, the IG, and all these organizations, the consortium, it is a vehicle to serve. It is a means to serve, a organizational means to serve the liberation war. So what matters the most is that whatever we are doing or whatever is set up, it serves that liberation war to give our people maximum chance to have their freedom. And I'll continue to do that, fellow Ambazonian, my fellow country people, and I'll continue to do that. The program for the Liberation Tax Summit that have postponed the whole weekend, I will still do it. So stay tuned and follow me and follow the updates I give through my YouTube channel, Capo Daniel. God bless you all.